Hello everyone and welcome back. If it's your first time here, please take a moment to subscribe and give me a follow on Instagram. The robot overlords appreciate it. You might be asking yourself, what's the buzz today? Well, I'm going to be showing off my latest EDC kit setup, inspired by one of my favorite animals, bees. So power through that intro with me and we'll get started. I will start on the knife that you see here. This is the smaller version of the beluga made by Petrified Fish. The beluga comes with a front flipper tab, and it took me a little time to get used to, but I feel like I have a good handle on it now. Except for the big one, because it's too big for my hands. The blade locks securely with a liner lock, like the one you can see here. The beluga comes running on ball bearings too, which makes the blade deployment very smooth. It does also come with phosphor bronze washers that you can install instead. Additionally, it also comes with extra screws and a nice cleaning cloth. The handle material is made out of G10, which I promise that I will buy a knife sometime soon that is not G10, but it is a nice material. G10 is a strong material that resists the elements well. The blade shape is a drop point, which is a very common knife shape. The blade has a gentle curve down to meet the tip. This shape is good for piercing due to the nice pointy tip, and they're also good for slicing due to having a curved belly. The blade also has a high flat grind. The blade length itself measures at about 2.9 inches, with an overall length of about 6.8 inches. When it is closed, the knife is about 3.75 inches. It fits nicely in my jeans, but dress pants, not so much. How I usually carry them in my leggings is on the waistband too. The blade steel for the beluga is 14C28N, which is made by Sandvik in Sweden. It has great corrosion resistance, and it has really good edge retention. It is also one of my favorite steels in that budget price range. The knife that I have is also coated in black, which also provides some additional corrosion benefits. The beluga has a deep carry pocket clip, and it is also reversible too. The MSRP for the beluga is around $50, and I picked this up oddly enough from AliExpress for about $30 during one of their big sales that they do every few months. I was a bit skeptical at first as I hadn't really bought anything from AliExpress before. However, this was a really good deal, and I really liked the color of the scales for the bee set that I had in mind, so I took a chance. Needless to say, I was delightfully surprised. Overall, I really liked the look of this knife. It's simple and smooth, but not over the top, and I also like the size of the knife itself. One of the things that was tricky about this was trying to get my paracord through the knife without having to take it apart. And in the end, I did have to take it apart, which is fine. It was just more work. The paracord that I have here is 550, and I did decide to do a snake braid, but I might change that down the line because I found that I can do a rose knot instead, you know, for the bees. So for the flashlight, I wanted to try to find something really small, and I came across this on Amazon. And it's not the most amazing flashlight, but it was reasonably priced and cute. The listing says that it's waterproof and made out of machined aircraft aluminum, but it feels and seems more like brass to me. I also haven't tested the waterproof part of it, but the day is still young. Originally, I bought a cheap brass pen off of Amazon as well, but I wasn't impressed by it, honestly. I got a better brass pen later on, but it's part of a different set that you can see on my Instagram. So on to my search part 2. A friend of mine suggested a Lamy Fountain Pen, and I love fountain pens. They make me feel so fancy. It's a pretty basic pen design though, but it actually has a pretty cool and interesting clip. The ink is blue, but I'm definitely going to switch it to black. The handkerchief here that you can see is actually one that I made. And I'm still trying to get better at sewing, so be gentle. My bee keychain will be added to my actual keychain set once this video is done. And this is probably one of my favorite pieces out of this whole set. I love the artwork of the bee, and the seller was really nice. I have a problem buying so many things on Etsy, but you know, I like supporting small businesses. Speaking of which, this is another Etsy purchase. I think I spend more time on that site since I got into making my own EDC sets. I wanted a small, thin notebook that I could carry with this set, but also have them be bee inspired. So these fit perfectly, and I couldn't add it to my cart fast enough. So instead of doing a watch band, I decided instead to do a watch charm. One of the many things I found during my late night Etsy scrolling. This is actually pretty cool because it just pops into one of the band holes. And I'll definitely be looking for more charms for future EDC sets. Also, instead of a fidget toy, I decided to go with something different. While I don't play D&D myself, I have a lot of friends who do. So I thought it would be really cool to add a D20 to this set. So I went onto Etsy, and I was thoroughly surprised. There are so many cool D&D dies on Etsy. And I've added even more for future sets. This one is particularly beautiful because it has a rose in it. I wanted something with a flower, and I thought that it fit this set well. So this is really fun. I actually found this chapstick at Marshall's, of all places. And it's a beeswax style chapstick, so it's nice and natural. So, for my nails, this was a project. Because all the bee style press-on nails, they weren't what I was envisioning. Instead, I used some black nail polish that I had, and I also bought this bright yellow one by Sally Hansen. And I ended up making a minimal bee stripe style pattern, but only for 2 of the nails. My cat, however, decided to bite a hole in one of the nails, so I had to redo one. I promise that no cat was harmed during the making of this EDC set. As always, I try to end with something inspirational, something nice because everything is so expensive and we are all sad. So, here's some fun facts about bees. Bees love blue and love cluster plants like lavender and rosemary. Bees are also the only insect in the world that make food that we can eat. So now we're at the end, and if you can subscribe, or share my channel with your friends, I would appreciate it. I am hoping to get more people interested in the EDC community and creating their own custom sets like this. So thank you everyone for taking the time to make it to the end. My self-esteem thanks you. He's staring at me and on the crinkle bag. Stop moving, cat. Can you please go take that away from him? I love it when you play with your toys, but now is not the time. Originally, I bought a cheap brass pen on Amazon as well, but I wasn't impressed by it, honestly. Holy shit, cat.